name is LaKenya, and this is my podcast, Yes or No. And I have a special guest, Athena, and we're talking about her book. And she is the author of the Black Book of Sigils. I'm so excited, and it's so much energy.
We're going to breathe through this. We got this.
Thank you. Can you introduce yourself for us, Athena? Tell us a little bit about who you are and what your book is about.
I am Athena Williams. I wrote the Black Book of Sigils. I am an intuitive creator and an energy worker. I work through symbolism, intuition, and deep emotional awareness. My focus is on protecting and grounding, along with clarification and self-recognition. So I don't claim a single path, and I believe everybody should carry their own power. And I just create simple tools to help people remember where they need to go.
That is beautiful. Very well said. Love that. I came across you. I have to tell everyone how I got this download about sigils one day, and I was like, "Why am I thinking about sigils?" I didn't even know what they were. And then I found Athena. Well, we found each other, I should say. And I came across your book. And sigils, what do you, if you had someone came to you and asked you what sigils were, what would you tell them?
I think it'd be something along the lines of sigils are created with intention and energy, and they're meant to help you visually kind of anchor in where you need to be so that you can get to where you want to go. And it helps like with your subconscious, it helps with your nervous system. It kind of just gives you a little bit more sense of grounding visually rather than just feeling that there's energy running around you and you don't know where to put it.
That's beautiful. And sigils is, if like someone was looking at it at home, something from it, it would be something that you would draw in order to manifest or put it, or how would I say that? How would I say that? It's a tool that you would use, right? Is that what something?
You can consider it a tool. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I started out with soul sigils. So I would channel into people's energy if they allowed me and create what their soul wanted.
Oh, wow.
And that's one of my favorite things to do, but it takes a lot of energy. So I would sit there. It took probably 2 or 3 hours per person to figure out like what they really needed.
So just connecting them to like an invisible ether, like spiritual cord, and then like understanding who they are, what they needed for that sigil, and you would draw it out.
Yes and no. More of a we did have that energetic cord, but it was a feeling of what was going on in their life.
Mm.
So there would be energy work that went with it. There would be tarot cards. I would have candles lit. And one of them, I won't ever name any of the clients that I've had, but one of them, I had incense. I felt very drawn to light some incense. And I watched this smoke and it completely engulfed me the whole time. Like it was choking me out. And I couldn't figure out, I was like, what is happening here? I'm just trying to draw this person's sigil. I could feel their energy. And as I was feeling their energy, I was like, wow, this person is going through a lot. Like something is really getting after their energy.
Mm.
And I worked on trying to figure out what was going on with them to help them through that. And it happened to be through the sigil that I drew for them. So it was more of a banishing sigil that they needed so that they could feel safe in their own energy. And the other energies that were trying to come through for them were just trying to take over their life. And I'm sure you felt that and other people have felt that too.
Oh yeah. I mean, 1,000%. When you're saying like, it just reminds me like you drawing that sigil, it makes sense of why the smoke went everywhere and engulfed because that person was feeling probably that same energy and you were feeling all of that and the smoke was mimicking it, the fire, which is a beautiful thing. I know that might sound weird, but I think it's beautiful. So it's initially a sigil is a symbol that you create in the life force energy. So it's a tool, but yeah, you can do more with it than what people there's a lot of it used in chaos magic, right? Sigils are
Yeah.
like, if you are familiar with chaos magic, a lot of people use sigils for that. There was a lot of sigils in Egyptian tombs and those things. It's been used for billions, millions and millions of years all over the place.
The Bluetooth symbol is a sigil.
Yeah. mind blowing, y'all.
It is.
Mind blowing. If you haven't seen what chaos magic is, I was like, wait, what? Like, there's a lot of things that are sigils I found out. Family crest. Would you say that would be like another sigil? I
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of my close friends was saying that she wanted her family crest, and I was like, you better do your own sigil because of course someone else does it for you. Because sometimes we're following these sigils and we don't even know that they're sigils, and we're giving our energy to something that we don't even want to manifest. Because sigils help you manifest things. Is that
Absolutely.
it? Yeah. So
And
you,
when I go through my book, I make sure that everybody, because there are people that do believe in a very rigid way of how you should draw them, what you should do with them, never use somebody else's. And that's completely understandable. Everybody has their own practice. In my book, when I go through the sigils, it does say follow your own intuition. And throughout the whole book, you can change things that you don't like. So if I'm drawn to one of the sigils, but it just doesn't feel right, add to it, take it away, make it your own. It's yours to help your energy. And it might feel right, but it might need just a little bit of tweaking to get to what works best for you. Does that make
could,
sense?
no, it totally makes sense. Could we see an example in your book of a sigil with that, just to give people like the awareness of what it? So
Look at my book. And
that's
it's not going to come up because
great.
I
No, I can
can't
see
get
it.
it to not blur. Sorry.
No, it's beautiful. Please don't be ever sorry. It's perfect how it is.
So one that took off on TikTok,
I love that one.
if this one will not be blurry. Nope, it's not going to work nice, is it?
No, no, I can see actually.
So it's called Mirror Thorn. Sorry.
I love it. Makes sense to me of why you would do this book at the end, why you're doing that is because you are such an intentional person. Like you're aware of your intentions, which I love. And your intentions are so pure and they're coming from the highest place. So I can see,
There we go.
oh, there we go. Oh, that's beautiful. There
So I love, and thank you for saying that. I didn't mean to interrupt. I
you
should have.
go. It's fine.
But this is Mirror Thorn. It returns hostile intent. One of my favorite places to draw it is on my hand because I realize if we are ever in a fight, and heaven forbid if we are, but if you ever get in a fight, the first thing you do is you put your hands up, like, whoa, whoa, stop. I don't want this. Well, if you already have the intent ready to go, and it does stay with you, it does. These don't just go away once the ink is gone. If your intent is pure and your intent is what you want, it'll
Mhm.
still be with you, even if you can't see it.
Oh, wow.
When we get in a fight, we always put our hands up and we're like, whoa, whoa, I don't want this. So, like, we need to back off. And if you have one of those already on your hand, it's already returning hostile intent. And it's meant to do it without any animosity.
Hmm. Love. Um, I have a question. That's interesting that you said that. Like with hostile, could we use, okay, so today I was talking to one of my cousins today and we were talking about sometimes when we find ourselves spiritually fighting ourselves when we're trying to do something,
Yeah.
um, and we realize it's just us. Could that be used, the hostile intent, for even our shadow work?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Right? Like I was like, that would be a beautiful thing to do. Like when you're doing shadow work, to have it, yeah. Because unconsciously or subconsciously, I don't think our shadow self is trying to hurt us, but like it definitely holds things that we've been through that we need
Hmm.
to let go of. So the hostile intent makes a lot of sense because sometimes I feel like I'm boxing a lot. Actually, I feel like I need to go inside. I'm always boxing myself. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Yeah.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
You could also use this on your doorways, under your
Mm,
mats, in your car. If you notice yourself feeling really angry when you drive a lot and you don't want to put it on your skin, you can easily just take a sticker, draw it, or put it on the outside of your car just so you real like it's almost like a protective energetic barrier. And
that's
what
beautiful.
I was saying is if you see this and you're like, I love that, but I think it needs some dots. I
Mm.
think it needs extra arrows. I think it needs another circle around it. You are welcome to always adjust to any sigil that you find.
Oh,
But
wow.
I like to make sure whoever I get that from, which is why I did write the book. Look, it's not blurry anymore. Um, I make sure that I put intent in there that they are meant to be for the person that is using them,
Mm.
not just for me. So these work beautiful for me, But again, change anything, take anything, make it yours, because that will be the intention and the energy that you give it, more so than trying to be me.
Hmm.
That makes sense?
That makes total sense. I think too, like you said, like you can adjust it. Because I know I was playing around before we like ended up meeting. I was playing around with different sigils, and I know, like you said, I am a big person about like people's energy. Like, and
Mhm.
not that it's a bad thing. It just may not align with what my intention is. So, but I was playing around with other sigils, but I was kind of curving them, like the lines instead of because I just felt like I should. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, I'm gonna curve this one, but I liked it, and I was looking at sigils. I was like, but I would leave yours just as is. I feel comfortable doing that. I feel like this is a lot for not that I'm like the end all be all, but I'm saying like I can feel people's energy and your intent that you put in this book and your energy that you put into it is pure and it's coming from a place. I think it's beautiful that you did do it for yourself because you're giving other people because that's where it starts anyway. Even as healers, we got to heal ourselves first and then it shows outwards. So it makes sense of why you would do it for yourself because you can't work outwards and then go in. You got to go in and then to go out. Does that make sense?
It does if we start from the inside, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, I know if I didn't go through my shadow work years ago,
Mhm.
I never would have been able to do this.
What made you start? Like what happened to where you're like, have you always known about sigils and you're like, this is something I want to do, or did it just come to you? Do you want is that
No, it was by pure and total accident, but I don't believe in accidents or coincidences,
right?
so it just happened. There was a certain sigil that I found. I was actually doing something called hogwood gel, and hogwood gel is a lot like henna,
Okay.
but it stains this beautiful blue black color and it stays for about 2 weeks. So if you look at my older videos, you'll see me tracing in hogwood gel.
Okay.
And I wanted to do tattoos for people that wouldn't stay forever, but I really I love the idea. And I was looking on Pinterest and I came across this sigil and it said, luck will follow me. I said, well, I need some luck. So I put it on my hand and I traced it, showed a video on TikTok because the rest of my videos, I think I had 4 followers at the time. And I traced it and I put it up. I had no idea what was coming. Within, I think it was 24 hours or 48 hours, something really close to that. I went from 4 followers to 4,000 followers.
Wow.
It was just that quick.
Wait, within how long again? Wait.
24 to 48 hours.
Oh wow. That's wild.
It was.
I
So,
mean, it's not wild because I know it's a spiritual thing, but it's beautiful to see it. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like, oh wow. It's a
so
good
that's when I started looking into what runes were, what sigils were, and I started doing my research. I probably did enough research in 30 days that would last people lifetimes because I wanted to know so much about it, of how did this happen and how do I replicate it?
Hmm.
And that's when I learned about the Nordic runes and the Germanic runes and how you're supposed to draw them. And there are specific ways of doing everything to make it work correctly. And it is addressed in here of how that worked out and why I started there. And you'll see traces of all of that throughout the book. But I like sigils rather than runes because runes are very like you have to do them just so.
Okay.
Sigils are drawn from your soul. So they're drawn with your intention and your intent more so than if you have to draw the exact line. Does that make sense?
Oh, wow. So runes in the sense are they're both tools that you use, I guess. Um, but one of them is you have the runes, you have to be exactly perfect how you draw.
And you have to draw them in a certain way because you can cancel out other pieces of the rune if you don't do it correctly.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then the sigils you go with a
You go with
feeling.
your energy,
Yeah,
what
your
feels
energy,
right.
your intention. So you set your intention with it. That makes a lot of sense to me. And then you activate them when you draw them? Or how
And
does that?
so you can do a couple of things when you activate, at least the way I do it, is putting your intention into the drawing. In the book, I give specifics of because not everybody has the immediate um, manifestation that comes to
Mhm.
mind,
Mhm.
and they want the result, but they don't know how to put their intent in it as well. as, let's say, a really seasoned practitioner.
Makes sense.
So for me, before I started, I don't think I was putting enough intent into a lot of them. Like
Oh,
the runes is what I was trying to work with. And I couldn't figure out why they just weren't fitting right
hmm
for me.
hmm
And I started looking into sigils, and that's when I started realizing they started to fit right, like the ones to make you feel beautiful. And
Oh,
I would walk into the mirror, and some days I'd look and I'm like, oh, today. And then other days after I put on a sigil and I drew it with my intent, I was like, wow, I feel really pretty today. Now, I
oh,
don't think anything changed from one day to the other, but mentally it did. So I made sure within everything there is a sacred intention and an incantation at the bottom. I don't know if you can read that. It's all backwards.
well, I
But
can, yeah.
like every incantation, the mirror thorn, since we were talking about that one, says, by mirror's law and spirit's grace, let harm return to its rightful place. My light unbroken, calm and clear, all ends align, no shadows near.
Oh, wow.
So in every piece, you'll have the name underneath of it, what it does. You'll have your sigil. This bottom part is a sacred intention. So it kind of gives you something like for those who endure repeated harm, curses, or malice.
Okay.
Well, you know that when you're working with this piece, what you're going to be looking at. And if you read that and you go, that's definitely what happened to me, or you read that and you go, I don't have that ever happening,
Yeah.
then maybe this one is not for you at that moment.
No, that makes sense. It's not the one that you want. Did you do one for luck too? Do you have one?
I do, but it's not in this book.
Okay.
So this one is for protection and wards.
Okay.
I have,
It makes total sense. Got it. It wouldn't be. That makes total sense.
yep, I have about four more books that I'm in the process of writing.
And,
Not at the same time. But
but because you had some strenuous, oh my gosh, you guys, like when I talk about if inspiration could be a person, it would be you, right? Like in the sense, like you literally, can I share that? How many hours a day you would write,
go ahead.
including everything else you had in your life? Like you were writing what, 15 to 20 hours a day,
I was, yeah.
nonstop for like how many months were you doing this for?
The writing was a month and a half, and the next month and a half was the editing and the um, layouts.
Wow. That's like, so you literally had this book finished by full blown book. It took you a month and a half. Yeah, it's pretty busy.
It still needed edits and it still needed work and it still needed, it was written, but it was not where I wanted it to be.
What kept you going? Like when you felt like, as you were doing these sigils, what kept you going those long days and those long nights? Not you're just like, I'm putting this out there, I'm doing it. Like, did the sigils help you too? Like as you were
They
creating them,
did.
inspire you and push you to do it?
They did. They helped a lot. But the majority of it was for my future self,
Okay.
for my kids and for my grandkids and everything that's coming along. I wanted to make sure that this book, well, originally it was this book. So this is my original sigil book
Oh wow.
that started everything.
Oh, it's beautiful.
And it just, it
And
got so
your
much. But I was concerned that this book may not make it generations down the line.
mm,
So I wanted to publish something, and it was not with the intent of trying to get it really out there and make sure everybody saw it, but I wanted to make sure that something got to be held in my kids' hands that could get passed down from generations
mm,
and that my kids would be able to work on it too. So kind of like a magic book for everyone coming along from my line.
generations to come.
What's that?
For generations to come.
Yes. Um, what really happened was as I was doing these and I was posting them, people kept asking, are you going to write a book? And I'm like, well, I'm already writing a book for my family, but they wanted more.
Oh wow.
So I didn't just want to keep this to myself. I didn't want to just keep my little chaos magic over here, my sigils to myself. And I started writing for everyone. And that's what I wanted everybody to feel, anyone who felt drawn to them to want to have the ability to say, I can do this.
Mm. And
And what's that?
empowerment.
Right. And a lot of people, you get onto witch talk and everything, and they're like, oh, if you do it this way, you're wrong, or if you do it that way, you're wrong. Or I don't think that's true. I think that we're all on our own path. I think we're all on our own journey, and we shouldn't have to abide strictly by what somebody else says because that may not align best with our soul or our
Mm.
purpose.
No, you should be able to do whatever floats to, or whatever comes to you, whatever aligns with you, like you just said. Do you have like, and the sigils that you're using can also be used for like when you're doing shadow work, but also some ancestral healing? That's a lot of like things that I do with. Would that be something like I could use sigils for that, like the protection or to get rid of stuff?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can sleep with them under your pillow.
Hmm.
So in here, I guess I should say just pick a page number. Here's one. All right. So this is one of my favorites. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, ancient song. You named these too?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's beautiful.
And this one opens the heart to wisdom from ancestors.
Oh, I love that, Athena.
So when you're going through this, there's a bunch of different things that I put with each one.
Oh, wow.
And you can go through and you can find out which element you're drawn to.
Okay.
This one is for air and earth. It gives you celestial currents such as the moon and Mercury,
Okay.
or when the veil is thinnest. So you can use it during twilight, the waning moon, or ancestral feast days. It also gives you plants that you can use with it.
Oh, wow.
So some practitioners really like to like encompass things. This would be tobacco, cedar, and rosehip. You also have stones. So if you want to use this sigil with the certain stones of amethyst or selenite, it just kind of gives you an all-encompassing different kind of, you don't have to just use the sigil. You can use anything along with how you're doing it. Tells you where to put it in spirit. So you can put it over your heart to resonate with your voice. You can put it across your ears so you can just lay on it. And that's to hear the ancestral choir more clearly. Or you can put it at your crown for wisdom. And there's,
Oh,
if you feel drawn to put it somewhere else, please do. Never just stop where I
oh,
can't give everything on one page. It would be the
no,
book would never end.
that's cute. And I apologize, y'all. I am a mother. If you hear a child in the background, um, yeah, just ignore it. Um, it's what is that one called? Will you say the name of it again for me? And
So this is ancient song.
I can't wait to get mine. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. No, I'm really drawn to that. I told you that was a lot of my healing process was with my ancestors. It makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. A lot of the healing work happens with them. So to have that wisdom, so you can
And
put
then
this on
go
your,
ahead.
which makes total sense, or sleep under your pillow.
Hmm. And then it says, so that was just in the bod on the body. Then I have one that's just for in space, so outside of the body,
Oh,
which would be placed on ancestral altars or near offerings to
okay.
awaken memory and strengthen the bridge between worlds. Drawn on drums, rattles, or instruments to call voices, or etched on candles lit for remembering or divination. And then you can actually go through, there's paths of practice, which is how to work in it as well. So you have places that you can put it
Okay.
physically outside, and then how to use it. So this one would be placed beneath an ancestral altar or cloth,
Okay.
mark on tarot decks, runes, or pendulums, tuck beneath a pillow for sleep. And you can also trace the sigil across your throat before prayer or song or storytelling so that your words carry more ancestral resonance.
Oh, wow.
And then it comes with questions to ask yourself. I know it's not really, but as you go through each one, you never have to answer any of these. It's in the beginning of the book, but you could ask yourself something like, whose voice from my lineage is asking to be heard?
Oh, I love that.
And what does guidance feel like when it rises from within instead of from the world around me?
Mm.
So there's a place for reflections. And if any, at any time you're reading through this and you're like, you know what? I just don't feel like this is more of an earth sign. I want to make it fire.
Oh, you can change it like to what
You
you feel.
are welcome to change whatever you need to fit what fits you best.
I love that you thought of that though. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people wouldn't think the fact that you thought of like just in case you want to have this other option, you can to align because the most important thing for you was to be able to, oh wow, that's beautiful.
This is for your empowerment, not for my.
Yeah, that's but
But every page
I love
comes
that.
with a blank page over here for reflections and how to trace it. So you can kind of try and figure out how to redraw it. Either lay a piece of paper over it, or you can use this space
Um,
to do what needs to be done for, and it's all laid out exactly the same.
that is absolutely beautiful. I'm not me all excited going or look so I can when I work with my clients, I would love to use that. That's a huge one. I would love that, especially like on the altar of etching it into candles, because when the veil is thinnest, well, you already know, like when you're doing that's the most
Yep.
thing. You want it as thin as possible so that other people too can feel that have a hard time, I guess. I shouldn't say hard time, but like maybe they're not as in tune for whatever reason with it. That is a beautiful thing to give. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's okay. I'm excited. Okay.
So there's 30 different sigils in there, and they
Oh,
all have their own categories. I tried to make it as easy as you could. Now, when I first printed this book and had it readily available to just me before I released it to the world, I was all excited because somebody called and was like, "Hey, I need some help over here." And I was able to go to the contents and be like, "Oh, you're looking for, you need something that shields your soul." And I was able to say, okay, well, that's Vale Ward. We're on page 23. Flip over to page 23. And I'm like, you know what? I think today we're going to do this one.
so this one's for like shield your soul. So I could use that one a lot of times when I'm doing. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Oh, that's absolutely beautiful.
So it shields the soul and heart across realms.
Oh, wow. So it's astro, like if I wanted to astral travel, I could use that.
I actually,
You'd
if you're going to astral travel, would use a different one.
use a different one? Okay.
I would, but that's me.
Okay.
Um, I like homebound. I don't know.
Oh, I like that. That makes sense. Okay.
And it kind of anchors you to where your home is so that you don't get lost.
Oh, got it. That makes sense.
But if you're already secure where your home is and you know that that tether will never be broken, then
Mhm.
I would flip through and figure out which one is calling you that day.
But that one makes sense because I have a lot of people that come to and they when I talk to them about astral traveling or kind of guide them, they that's their biggest thing. Okay, I'm a Pisces, y'all. So I just kind of jump wherever I go and I just always know I'm gonna come back home. So I don't think about like I'm not my cord's gonna be cut. I don't know if that's a water sign thing, whatever. But I don't. So I don't have but I do know a lot of people come to me and go, well, how do I know I'm going to be able to come back because I've heard these stories that you can get lost or something. And you know what I mean? So yeah, that would be amazing for people to have. Yeah, that's it. That's a very amazing tool for someone to have.
Yeah. And there, I mean, as you go through, you can find different things that just call to you, whatever you feel like you need at the moment. And sometimes it changes, sometimes it morphs. You might see something that you absolutely love today, and you come back in 2 months, and you're like, that's not for me anymore. Then
Mhm.
2 months go by, and you're like, I'm just going to change this little piece. Now it's mine forever.
Oh
And
yeah.
it
Yeah,
flows.
yeah, makes sense. That's like how our spiritual work, though. I know you can relate to that. It's like as you evolve, you might not need the same thing anymore. It's going to change for you. I have a question. Well, the crystals and different ones that you have, according to its sigil, does it magnify the sigil's power when you're using them together?
It does because you're putting extra intent with
Mm,
the power of crystals. And I know there's people out there that say crystals don't work and they're just nothing. But if you think about it, we have crystals that we use for our phones.
yeah,
I would consider our phones a black mirror. We have crystals for the computers that we use. Um, if you look back, even Disney was promoting black mirrors with Snow White, mirror, mirror on the wall. It was a black mirror. If you think about it like our phone, it would be Google
yeah.
or Chat GPT, where we talk to Chat GPT and it talks back to us. And we could say Chat GPT, who's the fairest of them all. And if it's made for us,
Yeah. Oh,
all of
wow.
us are going to be the fairest.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful way to put it. It's, I mean, oh my gosh, I don't get mind blown a lot, but like when I started reading about sigils, and then I started understanding, and then I started wanting to learn about chaos magic, which makes sense, right? I was like, wait a minute, there's sigils everywhere.
Mhm.
And if we don't understand or create our own sigils or just understand, use sigils in a way that's going to work for us. But there's a lot of sigils out there that we are pouring into and you don't even know that they're sigils. That was mind blowing to me. So to have to come across some an author, someone who took the time and was actually can relate and understand what sigils are meant to empower, because they're meant to empower us.
They are. They
And
are.
with that intent of empowering people, as opposed to it being used to, I don't want to say manipulate, but like pull someone in another direction when they don't even really know what they're doing. You know, they're just kind of feeding into something. And it's no judgment. Again, I think it's pretty amazing. And I think that conversation I had with my best friend, I was like, yeah, you better create your own crest before someone else does. And I don't even know why I said that. I just because I was like mind blown when I figured out what sigils were. I have no rhyme or reason for doing anything, meaning it's not gonna make any sense to anybody. It comes to me, I get these downloads, and I'm like, bam, there's Athena. Bam, there's sigils. You know what I mean? Like I'm not that person that's gonna go in a book and look at stuff. I just know it because I hear the message come through spiritually and I trust it. And so when I was learning about sigils, you were the first individual that came across. And I was like, oh, I was just drawn to you. And I was like, okay,
I'm
this,
so glad to hear that because you are such a wonderful person.
oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from me. I appreciate that. Because I know when you say it, you mean it. So that means I work on it. But I was very drawn to you. And I was like, she has a beautiful gift here. Because I imagine that you're doing 15, 20 hours. And people, I don't know if people understand that these sigils that you're creating, you're doing this with energy. You're not
Mhm.
just writing so it's
No,
one thing to create a book and work 15, 20 hours a day, right? Writing this book, writing it. You're actually pouring your energy, which I guess we're doing energy, but you're actually pouring energy with intent and purpose into these sigils on top of your writing. I know when I got on, I was like, it's powerful energy that's in this room. This makes sense. So I know we talked about your book, how it happened. What's your plans for your next one? Do you know yet?
I do.
Or that you don't want to share yet?
I have, like I said, 5 of them that I'm working on.
Wow, that's so beautiful. Do you have a background where you do it's so beautiful and like just perfect the way you're drawing these.
Oh,
And art, well, are you well, I guess you're an artist, so that makes sense.
yes, I do art. I'm a perfectionist though.
Yeah.
So anything that I do or draw has to be as precise as possible,
Mm.
which is crazy because if you think about it, trying to draw something that just is in your head,
Mm.
and I don't even think I can say I see it before it's on paper.
Oh wow.
That
Okay.
makes sense. It's in the process, it's like just being thrown through the veil, and my hand is channeling it as we go.
So you just auto, well, I don't want to say autopilot, but kind of, right? It's no
Kind
different,
of, yeah.
similar to like when you're doing healing work or Reiki or however you're doing some energy healing work, you are doing that. It's a knowing. It's just happening.
It is. And if I don't do it right, it feels staticky. It
Mhm.
feels like it doesn't. I'm sure you understand that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it just doesn't feel okay.
Yeah.
And I've scrapped things over and over. I have things throughout this whole notebook of mine that I started, and I kind of just scribbled it out and said, not today.
I love that you said that because I was talking about that the other day, and I feel like when I'm getting these downloads and things come through, as going through them, especially if I haven't did a or readings or something or healing work with people like in a little while because I'm doing something else. When I come back, it's like the veil is like everyone's coming at me. And they're like, "Hey, hey, hey!" I have to go. Hold on one second. Let me let this process, and it might not. I've learned to be patient with myself. Did you have to learn how to have like a lot of patience with yourself?
No, I don't have any patience with myself.
I'm
I'll
done.
be honest with you, there is none.
Yeah, I had to learn how to, well, patience in the sense that I had to be easy on myself. I feel like I was really, really hard on myself all the time. And then I kind of
Mhm.
had to go, okay, let me just let this process because then it flows better. But what were you going to, you
It's
were,
going to show you a mistake I made. It's not even a mistake, it's just things I won't continue with.
is it a feeling that you get when you're doing the sigil that you're like, no, that's not going to work?
Yes.
Mm.
It's really, it's different. So when the sigils are working correctly,
Mm.
you get a sigh of relief when they're done. You just kind of breathe and you're like,
Okay.
oh. And when they're not, you can, it's almost like a 3-year-old trying to color
Mm.
a very precise picture. And you're like, that's just not going to work today.
Mm. Yeah.
So the beautiful thing is if you get this early enough, I have 3 bonus sigils in the back,
Okay.
and they're only for the first 100 copies.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I have one in here that I have refused to show.
Okay.
This is not one of them.
I was gonna say,
This
not
is
because
not it.
you're going.
Sorry. But there is one I have refused to show on TikTok. There's one that I have refused to show anywhere else except for in this book. And it's actually the third one in the bonus section. So each of these is going to give way to what you asked earlier
Mm-hmm.
of the plans for my book, my next series.
That's beautiful.
And that would be I have a series coming out for intuition and clarity, connection, heart and healing, and then for money, prosperity.
I love. Oh wow.
So each of those will have their own section, but like this one is breakaway.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
And I love this one. It's one of my favorites. But it breaks poverty contracts and unbinds the soul.
I can't. Let me- Where can we find this book at again? Please tell us. Tell us where we can find this at.
We're on Amazon.
Okay, you're on it for. Okay.
Yep, the Black Book of Sigils on Amazon. I have found that I love money bowls. I love doing that, but I also know that I am so busy that
Mhm.
I will continuously forget to keep adding to the money bowl or keep my intention focused on that because I'll get taken away with my kids' activities or my own personal activities or anything else, cleaning the house even.
Yeah.
And I've learned if I don't keep my intention on what I want, it's going to be gone or it takes a lot longer. Doesn't mean it's necessarily leaving me, but if I want money in 2 weeks, I have to like pay attention for 2 weeks. What I love with these is I can put it on my hand and I can see it every day.
Oh, that makes sense. And so it's there. It's just like I'm doing this, done.
It's like, okay, poverty contract gone. And then the next day comes and you're like, okay, my poverty contract's gone. I don't have to worry about did I add to or did I remember? Did I? It's already there. Or if I put it in my car because I'm driving all the time, I can see it in front of me.
No, that makes absolutely. I can totally relate to that because I don't know if this is something that you do, but one of the things I do every first of the month is I blow cinnamon through my
Hmm.
door with the.
Yep.
I cannot tell you how many times on the first of the month it'll be 11:58 p.m. And I'm like, dang it, I forgot to blow cinnamon through the door. And I'm like, and my husband's like, what? He doesn't even ask anymore. He's like, oh, okay. I'm like, wait, and then I add a little salt, of course. And then I'm like, and I go to sleep and I'm like, dang it, I did. So it would be nice to have a sigil that I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that I wouldn't do both, but sometimes, like you said, life is busy. So having the sigil, and I really love having the sigils on, like drawn on me. I really do. I think they're beautiful.
I like having them above my door. It reminds me every
Mhm.
time that I go anywhere.
Would you say that so when I do, one of my things that I know I'm going to do is I want to live on a farm. So I want to buy some land and I want to build a farmhouse. I'm going to do it. I definitely want in the walls, I want to have sigils before the paint is on them. That's and even in my floors, I don't care. When they lay the concrete, I'm putting sigils.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I am. I'm like, I'm so excited to like go through your book and find all the. I already know which ones I'm going to use, but um, I already they're so beautiful, and it's like when you just look at them, you're like, oh, I don't know how to explain. Like the first time I came across sigils before I met you, like right before, and I saw sigils, and there was someone made one for like for business success.
Mm.
Right? And I was drawn to it. And I was like, oh, I'm just gonna try it. And I put it on my left hand. No, I'm not kidding you guys. The next day.